welcome back to the She Shed. Today's tutorial will be on this beautiful beanie which I made to go with this shawl, and I will leave a link to the tutorial for that shawl down below. So this beanie is made from the same yarn, but I've used a different stitch because if I used the V stitch in this beanie, it left too big a hole and you'd get a very cool head. So it's slightly different stitch I've used, and this beanie can actually be put this way around, or you can see the pattern looks different the other way around. Now obviously attaching a pom-pom is optional, and if you do attach a pom-pom, it means that it's going to be fixed in one direction. I wanted it to be this way because I found this holy effect actually went better with the shawl. Alright, now what will we be using? We are going to be using the same yarn as before, but different colors. The beanie that I would like to make is the one to match this shawl. So we are going to be using faux, which I got from Spotlight. These are the two colors that I will be using. I actually don't, no, it doesn't give you a color for them, it just gives you a number. Yeah, so you'll see the number there for that one and the number there for that one. Okay, the hook I will be using is my divot slip number 7. Let's get started. Okay, starting off with your chain as many as will go around your head. So for me that was 62. Now don't put it around your head so that's super tight, just relaxed around your head so the two ends will join nice and comfortably around your head, joining at your forehead. And if it is not loose so it would fall down, but just comfortable without pulling it, that's the correct size. So for me it's 62, and if you want to follow along with me, I'm doing it for 62. Now at this point you can join your ring together if you would like, if you can do it without getting a twist. I'm not that crash hot at that, so I don't join it now. Save myself a lot of time and hassle and headache, so I actually do the first row first and then I will join it together after that. So this is a very simple beanie. It is all it is half double crochet. It's all we're doing all the way around, and we're not going to step up to the next row. We are just going to layer and continuously go around and around and around and around until we've got the desired height that we would require to suit our head. So all the stitches on your first row are going to go into the back of the stitch, into the loop. So the front of the stitch is the V, the back of the stitch has the little loop. Now with this really fluffy yarn, it can be quite tricky to get your stitch into the back of the loop because you're like, where is the back of the loop? But it is there. You see the back of the loop there. So half double crochet, yarn over, find your first stitch and put into the back of the loop. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, go into the back of the loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the 3 loops, oops, on your hook. Yarn over into the back of the loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the 3 on your hook. So I'm going to continue this off camera, and I will meet you back here at the end of the row. At the end of row 1, this is where we're going to join our rim together. So straighten it out and then bring the two ends together. Make sure that you have your tail, starting tail down the bottom, and in the first stitch we are going to do a slip stitch, and that's just bringing the yarn through both loops on your hook. From now onwards we are just going to be doing a half double crochet continuously in every stitch as we go around. We are not going to end a row and then slip stitch one to go on to the next row. We are just continuously going to work around and around and around. This will then mean there is no seam, and you will not see a line running through your beanie, and give you a much neater finish as you go around and around. I will join the bottom up in a bit. I just want to do the first few stitches first, and then that will make it easier to join those two together. For row number 2 and every row on, we will be going yarn over, and see how it looks like there's a V. So you actually want to go in the middle of that. So yarn over, go into that, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go through the 3 on your hook. Next one, yarn over, go into there, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the 3 on your loop. So the reason why we're going like this instead of twisting it and going underneath, and we're going in, is so that you can create this line. Okay, so when you look at the beanie that's finished, see the line there? That's what that is doing, that's creating that line. So on one side you'll have that line finish, and when you turn it inside out, you'll have this separate different pattern on the inside or the outside, depending on which way you wear it. So this is how we are creating the two different patterns. While I'm at that point, I'm actually going to join my circle together. So grab your yarn needle, and then just go to the very tippy top, go as close to the top as you can get, and then back through very tippy top, and simply join it like so. I let my yarn hang so I know where I've started and finished, and then I'll finish that up and neaten that up at the very end when I'm finishing everything up on my beanie. Alright, so continue working around this round, and I'm going to meet you back at the end of this round to show you how we just continue on, and no need to step up to the next round. Okay, at the end of that round we are literally just going to keep going. So just work into every stitch and just keep going around and around. Now I leave my tail here, so I do have some idea of how many rows I am doing. For this beanie I did about 32 rows. The amount of rows that you do is purely up to you and what will fit on your head. So just continuously try it onto your head and see how it joins up the top of your head, and if it does and you're happy with that length, then that's where you stop and you join the top. So how many rows is up to you, and if you want a rim to turn up or if you don't want a rim to turn up. If you don't want a rim, obviously do less. If you want the rim, do the 32, 33 like I did, rows. If you want a short rim, do less rows. If you want to do a much fatter rim, do more rows. How many rows you do is up to you. At this point, I do recommend that you try the ring around your head to make sure you still got the right size that you want and that it slips very easily over your head. And I've just tried it, and I'm happy with mine. So I'm just going to continue working around and around and around, and I will meet you back here right at the end of the beanie where it's at the right size that I would like. So for me it should be around about 33 rows. And when you're doing this, do make sure that you're still catching and going through and getting the line showing on this side, and occasionally do eyeball the other side to make sure you don't have a line showing and your stitches are still all correct. Keep going around and around, and I will meet you back here when you've done enough rows before you can close the top to finish your beanie. At the end of the final row, which conveniently happened to be the end of my balls, try and end so you line up with your tail. And line it up, it's pretty close, and all we're going to do now is do a slip stitch into the next stitch. So just yarn into the stitch, pull your yarn through and through both on the hook. There we go. Cut off a tail, but this tail needs to be long enough to go around the top of your beanie. And then just pull it through. Now what we're going to do is sew up the top together. So it's going to all bunch in together. So thread your yarn needle and weave in to the top. So you're just weaving your stitches. So you can see I'm going in one, out the other, in one, out the other, all the way around. Now with this yarn, do be quite delicate when you're pulling because it can break quite easily. Okay, when you get back to the end, then pull gently, pull gently, so you're closing up that hole. As I said, don't pull too tight with this yarn because it is a delicate yarn, it will break. And you can see how the hole is now closed. So I am going to now sew that up. So I just go back and forth over the hole, You can do this as many times as you like until you feel it is secure enough. Okay, now if you're not wishing to put a pom-pom on this one, then sew any ends you might have in and you are done. If you are wishing to put a pom-pom on it, so I will be putting a pom-pom, I'm putting this faux fur pom-pom, and the pom-poms, I got these ones from eBay. eBay or Amazon, I get them. Whatever's selling them, they're the cheapest. And you can see that this one here has a little loop on it, and that's what I sew it in. Okay, so I'm going to just decide which side I'm going to put my pom-pom on. It's not going to be this side, it's going to be the other side, because I like this pattern better. I think it suits my shawl that I'm making it for. So I am going to get my tail and push it through where I sewed that hole, and then put it through the loop, and then push it back through where I sewed up the top of the beanie. Go through again and keep repeating this until you have got it tight enough. So I'm pushing it through again, back through the loop, one more time. And then just end off your end, cut it off, sew in any other ends you might have. So I've got that one I've got to sew in. Now because I'm going to have my beanie this way, I'm going to sew in the back this way, because this is going to be a turn up. Make sure not to do it so tight so your rim becomes uneven. And there we go. There is the beanie. And here is the beanie with the matching shawl. Super soft, super snuggly. I think that looks quite nice together. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. If you do have any questions, please leave a comment below. And if you do make these up, I'd love to see your photos. You can send me something through my Instagram account at lucky_platypus1. I'd absolutely love to see what you do. Otherwise, thank you everybody for following along with me, and I hope to see you again at another tutorial very soon. Bye everyone.